Queen Ifrica addresses Dutty Sam Smith during performance at Rebel Salute.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my God! I thought we would have spoken
Don't
about this
about
earlier.
No, we're too busy. I laugh about nice man.
You
wanna
were
discuss
too
me.
busy.
No, only the
I
two.
don't know why you
only
bring
the two
it
busy.
up.
I laugh about nice
I
man.
don't know why you.
It wasn't even Rebel Salute. That was St. Mary McCompton.
Crazy.
You did that.
You did that.
Yeah, so what she say?
Queen
That was-
Ifrica.
During her set?
Well, during her set, she did have something to say there. And she also spoke to top journalist Dutty about it as well. Let me see if I can find it here. During her performance, she said, "Hey, Dutty Sam Smith, me tell you something. That country I belong to God. Hear that? But I don't have to like me again, cause I don't like me already. Pussy." Me just add that in. Sorry.
That's all if I add funny.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Care or don't care. I found it funny that she never mentioned coffee none tall. Because some people would say that it is coffee that is bringing the culture and disrepute and not
But
Sam
if I
Smith.
never for Dutty Sam Smith.
So him corrupper? Yeah?
I feel
Him
false.
corrupper?
Oh my gosh.
Would you care?
Corruption.
That's pretty dark, man.
Yeah, and then she went on to say with top journalist Dutty Berry that she'll always speak up as a cultural ambassador. Unlike those who, according to her, love the money more than the message. I guess that's what she did throw some little.
They love the money more than the message.
Yeah, some
That's
little shade pan. You see me the coffee there, so maybe. It shouldn't be me alone, it should be everybody that hold a microphone. But some people love the money more than the message, so them choose the money over the message. But somehow I go always stick to the message because Bob Marley is my icon because of that. He said he's doing what he's doing and the money come after. And doing what he's doing is telling people how to get along, how to do it, how to rise above them circumstances.
Bob never bashed nobody, man. You think if he was alive,
probably not outright.
You think
like
if he was
him-
alive, he would do it? If he would be like so against homosexuality? If he was still alive, you think so? Because I don't see any of the Marleys so staunchly against homosexuality, and they're Rastas.
Well-
or they're playing for Rasta.
As
Correct me if I'm wrong.
you there alone.
Okay.
As Javi did allude to, none of them publicly. But I'm sure in a private-
but then no,
yeah, in a
based on
private
what she was
conversation,
saying, that Bob
Yeah.
Marley took a stand
Yeah.
and he never business
took
about.
a stand for what?
And he was public, and Bob Marley, he
For
was
what
a
him believe in,
revolutionary
not necessarily.
because he publicly go against society, go against the war and the political violence
Not
at the
against
time.
society, but
The political
violence.
at the
Yeah.
time, etc. I didn't even say it. But I'm just saying, I'm asking, do you think that the Marleys, Bob Marley, take the Marleys out, Bob Marley would be so against homosexuality?
I don't know how his mind would have evolved over time. I don't know. I can't predict that.
Because she said love. He was
Yeah.
talking about love and getting
Yeah.
along with other people. That's the irony that I'm bringing up.
A part of me want to feel like
Isn't that what she just said?
Yeah, but she may classify what Sam Smith and them do as
Corruption.
so, yeah.
I feel like him would have just say, yo, as long as you know put no talk or be weird or whatever around me, like we're just doing music, I love music what I do, then no problem.
So then if that's what Koffee doing, what the issue?
Cause she said, some people have forget the message. They might take the money over the message.
But
what is the message?
Exactly. Unity.
Unity is the message?
Progression. Progressive.
Well, I just think that's a small-minded type of thought. Like, oh, I can't work with you because you're gay.
Yeah, it is.
You're a talented artist. Like, that's what you should care about. Like, do you do good music?
Exactly.
I will work with you.
Exactly.
But Sugar said them a pick money over the message. I don't like that thought.
The message should not be hate. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think the message hate.
It's not hate, but I mean, it's sure not let's work together. Kumbaya, Lord. It ain't that. That ain't what Queen Ifrica is doing.
Queen Ifrica boss a scissor upon St. Mary. Keep it to yourself.
Dutty Sam Smith.
Madness.
Oh my god.
Jaja.
Madness.
Keep it to yourself.
It come out as non-binary.
You want
Who,
to know
Sam
what that-
Smith?
Yeah, apparently.
You want to know what that means?
Sure.
Okay. Non-binary is somebody who does not fit in the gender spectrum of male or female.
Okay.
So the fluidity of them, they can be male or female depending on how they feel throughout the day.
Okay.
Well, not throughout the day.
So even a girl, alright, say like yeah, have sex with a girl. Right? But then the girl during sex feel like she's a man. Like,
Well, I don't know.
I feel like we be like she feel like we a man during that time.
I
Anytime during the day as you put it around.
I'm just being
so
an
that
ass
would have
when I
met the
say
man. That would have met the man. You know what I mean?
I'm being an ass when I say 30 day. No, I'm just saying but no, that's what it is. They don't feel that they feel any. They don't feel as if they're straight man or straight woman. Like you have transgender who feel as if they're a transgender person who feel like they're the opposite sex. Non-binary people don't want to fit into that, so that they're like, you know, I am a boy, I'm a girl, or I'm a male or a female, whatever, and they them call it gender performing. So it's like them like, okay, I will look masculine today.
Why do you
know
even
what's
know
funny?
this?
I watch a lot of American TV, and
You do.
and funny thing is like they always try to have these conversations, like late night talk shows. They talk about. I was upset. I was even confused myself because about the LGBTQ and I was like, why this means so much stuff? So I looked it up.
If say you don't want to be a girl and you don't want to be a boy.
It's not that they don't want to be. It's just that they don't feel like they fit straight into one category.
Yeah. So who you like then?
Well, that's when pansexuality come in. So the orientation apparently is different.
But you never
from their
say you're pansexual. You say
No,
you're-
but no, that's what I'm saying. The orientation of homosexuality, lesbian, whatever, it's different from their gender identity, which is like non-binary, straight, non-binary, male, female, whatever. The identity, the gender identity is different from the orientation.
So when you refer to Sam Smith, would you refer to
That's why
Sam
them
Smith
said
as a they?
They, yeah.
As a?
As a they, and
So
not him.
he probably may say
Plural.
He, him, they. He, him, they.
Uh-huh.
He, him, they.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say they. So like Demi Lovato, she's like they.
She's a they.
So you can refer to her as a girl, but she don't. It's like she feel there. She not.
So I say with
straight into
Ezra
a
Miller,
male
The
or
Flash, they refer to Ezra as they. Like when you talk about like the multiple crime them what I'm doing, it's like, yo, they didn't mean to do that. They did this one. I say, yo, no one person I talk about.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
So the
god.
I think that's what they're saying. The gender identity. So their identity is
It's
like
different
male,
from-
female, non-binary. So that's why they have like the pronouns of he, him, she, they.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the identity is different from the sexuality. So when you say, so when the pansexual is like it don't matter, straight, lesbian, or like girl, boy, transgender, whatever, human being apparently. Well, a human. They say I'm a human. I'm attracted to human.
Don't try to put me in your box.
Yeah.
I have to focus like so hard to understand what you're saying.
True.
And this is where somebody
him,
like
they.
me
I'm gonna
say,
say-
this is where somebody like me says slippery slope.
You got English class and he, him, they never have nothing to do with
it's totally redefining
everything.
everything, you know, like definitions of what we learn and the
Yeah.
English language and all them things.
You know what's so funny?
God do.
You know what's so funny? I'm sure people look at this and it's like, I ain't a batting and
Yeah. Them not saying
But the
that,
thing is,
yeah,
it's
you're
like-
Jerry. Yeah.
that you see you have to understand exactly what you're dealing with, and I'm totally confused
Okay.
about this whole thing, And there's some parts of it I don't understand, but that don't stop me from knowing what I'm talking about or trying to just getting a basic understanding of what I'm talking about, and then just like move accordingly.
All right, let me ask you this.
So what I'm saying, hold on before you continue.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, I just want people to like, instead of like, this is how hate build up. Like sometimes you just need to learn and just know. And it's not you trying to be this or thinking you're that or whatever. It's just having an understanding of what it is. And you can respectfully disagree with people, because in truly and honesty, I don't get the transgender thing. I don't, but I'm never going to be like, that are, like, fuck off or like, no, people, that's what people think. This is how people feel. You can't really argue about feelings, and you just move accordingly.
We're taking a break out of this podcast to big up our sponsors, Itopia Life, Herbo Store, Cannabis and Culture combined for one of a kind experience. You can visit them at 10A West Kings House Road, just across from the Canadian Embassy. Also, you can follow them on Instagram at Itopia Life or visit their webpage at itopialife.com for latest info on strains and merch. This podcast is also brought to you by Pure 24. It's time to buckle down after the holidays. Holidays kind of long gone still, but yes. It's time for you to really start thinking about making better choices. Pure 24 is an easy and delicious choice when it comes to getting your body what it needs. Entering this cold and flu season, which you're already in right now, anything you can do to boost your immune system is a definite plus. And you can do that with one scoop of their powders, a sip of their tea, or even some of their yummy gummies. Visit their website at pure24store.com. Their product ship all across the world. And also you can use our promo code The Fix to get 50% off all purchases. That's promo code The Fix to get 50% off all purchases. Last but not least, you don't know, so we'll have a big up Superior Spirits, the most trusted source for signature spirits. There we go. You can follow them on Instagram at Superior Spirits JA. You can contact them at 876-402-3734.
There you go.
That's 402-3734. The most trusted source for signature spirit. Shout out to them. I don't want to know what I did with a binary person.
No.
Alright. You? Why not? You hate binary people.
This guy.
That's how them argue.
No.
That's how them argue.
Yeah, you're going to you see, it's like when we talk about the fresh and fit youth them. And them always bring on like a set of dunce girl to kind of prove their misogyny and understand what, and like say this is why you have to treat women away.
Yeah.
So they get a certain set of people to argue with them in order to prove their point. You can't use social media because social media is incendiary like that, where you're gonna get angry and da. I genuinely think that. So you're gonna say, because I know a couple of videos that you're talking about, like, oh, if you say that you're attracted to females or, like a natural born woman or, that's hatred towards transgender. I've seen that. Sent it to you. I think I've sent you a couple of those videos and we shake our head.
I don't know why you said that.
Because I know that's what you're referring to, because that's what them say, you hate women or, you try exclude them out of your preference. I know that's what you're getting at. So you can't use social media because I'm sure they're
not necessarily social media, because you see
people,
it even in television media as well. That's how they rationalize. So I'm bringing it back to Queen Ifrica and her comments now. And where the conversation will go towards say, hey, she's spreading hate. Is it necessarily hate, or is it just that say, yo, I just know my thing that, I just know our thing that.
But she said Dutty Sam Smith.
That's disrespectful.
I don't know how we as Jamaicans talk, how we aggressive. What I mean?
True.
So I didn't even watch the interview to hear the tone or anything like that. But you don't know how we can come off sometimes unnecessarily hate her.
But the funny thing is, why she bring up Sam Smith in the set?
Because you have a song what say, keep it to yourself. It's not necessarily hate. It's just that say, yo, I know our thing that.
True.
Who no thing that?
Sam Smith never forced anybody to do the song.
You're right, You're right, but then they are the people that will say, yo, agenda.
There's
but
an
everybody
agenda.
have an agenda.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure Queen Ifrica agenda is for people to be straight and man be man and woman be woman. That's her agenda. Everybody has an agenda. Like even with the Ron Smith thing, he was like stop woke and him no want black African American studies be taught in school. That he banned certain books that would teach African American history. And he's like, and he bring up the queer theory.
Yo, why you
in
talk
it.
about? Like, what? You know what that?
Ron DeSantis in America.
Yo, Ari, yeah, talk about them. These are
No,
wild
but
things
it
that I know.
to
Like,
Jamaica.
you come back to Jamaica, no, like.
No, you see, you speak about agenda. Agenda.
Uh-huh.
And that's exactly
And
what
Sam
he
Smith
said.
involved.
Okay.
And he said, you're saying the agenda being pushed.
Yeah.
He was using that exact same term, and that's what every conservative Christian evangelical use, the agenda, the gay agenda, the gay agenda. But I'm just thinking like, but everybody has an agenda. Everybody is trying to push.
I
a
don't
narrative.
think everybody have an
have
agenda.
certain beliefs and feelings, especially in government. That's policy. Like
Mean of agenda.
policy in government is policy. You have an agenda. Your agenda to come on this show is to talk about certain things and to share your feelings and your
And
opinions
that's not
on-
necessarily an agenda.
but
Agenda
it's
is
not a
like
political agenda.
it
It's
don't
an
have
agenda
to
of
be
your
political.
podcast.
It can just my
Have you ever been to a meeting and them show it? This is the agenda.
Ari,
stop. No,
agenda
no.
have more than one meaning. What you
But
talk
isn't
about?
it the same thing?
No,
Can I-
not how you bring it up a while ago.
Let me stop. Let me continue. When you talk about agenda, isn't it like what we're gonna talk about, or what are the certain points that we're trying to bring out into a meeting? So you have an agenda for a meeting. We have an agenda for this show. There's also political agendas. There's agendas for everything. You can look it up.
A list of items to be discussed at a formal meeting. That's one meaning, Ari.
Okay.
One.
Uh-huh. But then you notice that
In
I said
terms
we have
of what we
meeting
did talk
agenda.
about.
We have an agenda for this podcast, and there's political agendas. There's agenda. Everybody are push an agenda. Of course, not everybody agendas aligned or we're in agreement, but everybody have an agenda. Ron DeSantis is trying to push this white narrative on the dog with the cloak of stop woke and black and whatever. Sam Smith, everybody thinks said the gay people have them agenda of trying to push homosexuality on kids and bring it in and whatever. And so is the political, like the counteractive agenda against that of trying to stop that and trying to keep the thing straight and narrow and whatever. Everybody have an agenda.
Are you finished? Because me didn't get to read out the rest are sitting them before she interrupt me, the rest are meaning them, That was one. Here's a next one. The underlying intentions or motives of a particular person or group. That's another definition of the word agenda.
And what
so
did
the
I
word
just
agenda.
say?
But Ari, you are saying me have an agenda. I don't have no underlying motives or when me I talk about things. Me just give me opinion. It's not like me I try push say yo, Valiant and fucking idiot artist when me I praise him or me I try push a certain agenda. No, that's my opinion. Certain people them have agenda and them have certain ways about carrying it out. You see me when them want to carry it out like blatant or slyly in a way. Me nah no agenda, When me I talk about certain things, I'm being real. Certain things out there in the ethos of the zeitgeist, you see out there, but you know so there's certain underlying agenda. There's certain things underneath the surface.
Javi.
What is being pushed.
Javi, what did I just say a while ago?
I get it.
Stop it. Javi, what did I just say a while ago?
You said a whole lot. You said a whole lot.
I really don't make it seem like agenda mean one thing. Like it's an
Javi.
itemized
No,
Javi.
she did have said different the different types. So she say you have the political agenda, you have the agenda where you have the list of things that you need to go through.
I get all of but when she try to
And
mix
then
up
when
my
I said-
agenda
and then
in
when I
regards to what
said-
we do as a podcast
And then I said the political
as to
agenda.
what
One
a
set of people
underlying
have
agenda is.
agendas. One set of people have agenda. So the gay people them probably have their
Where them a
agenda.
try
Fine.
push.
But there's also a counteractive agenda to that That's exactly what I'm saying. So Queen Ifrica bring up the agenda of gay people, where she thinks that gay people are trying to be insidious in society or whatever. And there's also probably a counteractive agenda to that insidious agenda. That's exactly what I'm saying.
So is up. So hold on. There's the agenda. Hold on. Is pointing out the agenda means say you have an agenda too?
Jesus Christ.
No, me ask.
I think this is just all semantics.
Me ask because that's what make it seem like if I point out
But
agenda,
I'm
that
just
means
saying,
me in and of myself and I have an agenda against that agenda.
but then
We're
you
straying from the point.
you said the underlying thing, so it's not obvious. Obviously, everything is.
Alright, I'll go and just combat your point about everybody have an agenda. Everybody does not have an agenda. Everybody does not, and that is the point.
Well, if it's politics,
because you make it seem like say because somebody point out agenda, that means that they have an agenda.
I personally
it don't necessarily mean that.
I personally say that because there are subliminal things happening. So if one political group have an agenda, oh sorry, thanks. If one political group have an agenda,
you have an agenda with agenda.
If one political group have an agenda, why you think the other opposing a political group don't also have an agenda to combat and counter?
And you're saying that Queen Ifrica is a part of a political group, or she subscribes to the thought process of a political group.
Well, she obviously don't subscribe to the gay one.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean that she has to subscribe to a political agenda, the American agenda that you bring up? I don't think so.
No.
Me not think so.
All right.
But because you have this Americanized Jews, like, westernized.
She talked about an agenda.
Yeah. Okay. So does that mean that she have an agenda?
Okay.
That's that man. Okay.
But why couldn't she be a part of the combative agenda then? If she doesn't want this homosexuality in our culture, why couldn't she be a part of a messaging and a narrative to combat and counteract?
It doesn't necessarily have to be counterattack or counteract. It could just be defense. It's pretty a football term. Defend. It doesn't necessarily counterattack. Defend. It could just be in her mind defending one's culture. Because them she say, one...
To defend your culture.
Yeah.
That's the agenda.
I'm just and I think the thing is, like, I feel like we're saying the same thing, but we're understanding. Well, you're understanding it differently because I completely get what you're saying, but I feel like you're not understanding what I'm saying because you just use the second term because I gave different ideas of what an agenda is. Because I said you have the agenda for a meeting, the agenda for this show, to the script, what we're gonna talk about, whatever. That's the agenda for our podcast each week, and then you have political agendas. I did say that. And then you bring up the underlying agenda or whatever, using political terms. This whole gender thing is or homosexuality issue is a political issue. So if one person, it has become politicized. Democrat is for accepting and pushing, like, the queer message and acceptance and love and whatever. You really don't think that there's the Republican, and I use it in that because in Jamaica, I feel like everybody is Christian and blah blah blah. There's no like real stance against that. Like probably would I say no buggery. That's the major thing. And I think for the most part we're all in.
Alright, here's where we can meet in the middle.
But I was just saying, like, if the Democrats, if the Republicans think the Democrats have one, it would be ludicrous to think that the Democrats don't think the Republican have one.
I don't say nay, Ari. My thing is, I don't think that Queen Ifrica is a part of that.
No, maybe not.
That's
not
how that you
political stance, but the Rastafarian movement is about that, and you don't think their agenda as a movement. Maybe not a political movement, but you don't think their agenda as a movement is peace and love, but also distinction in gender roles and norms and keeping the old way of going about things. You don't think that's their movement as their agenda. Their creed.
Creed, not agenda. There's a difference.
Okay.
There's a difference. Way of life, culture, not agenda. Agenda mean underlying. Okay. Agenda mean underhanded. Okay. In a way.
Okay.
So yes, there exists.
Okay.
This is where my dad say we can have a little meeting of the minds and have a little agreement. Of course, there is the extremist agenda to have that, where the people say, all of them are dead and rare. Of course, that agenda exists. But there's such as a thing, say, as you mentioned, creed, culture, where people are just defending where they feel like certain things are becoming invasive upon their culture. And then feel the need to defend it. They don't necessarily have an agenda. Agenda exists. I'm acknowledging that. I don't think that everybody that speaks sometimes against like certain things regarding them issues is like, oh, I have agenda against this. No, it's just that I
guess for the record, let me just say this. For the record, I don't think that like the agenda isn't to kill them all and done.
No, you have that agenda out there.
There are people
yeah.
We agree on that. But I do think that, to me, I'm thinking that everybody have their own agendas in everything that they do.
Okay.
So the homosexual community have their agenda. I don't really think it's underlying. I think it's probably very obvious. They want acceptance, and their visibility in the culture is becoming more and more in the world.
You live in a utopic world.
Huh?
You live in a utopic world.
No, what you say?
No.
What me just say a while ago? No, what me just say a while ago? Javi?
You will say what you just said.
Because I was saying that their agenda is to become visible anymore. It's not underlying
and
anymore.
I'm saying you live in a utopic world because some of the agenda is underlying, which is some of what you talk about here. It is somewhat underhanded, some of the things that they're doing, but you choose to not see that. You choose to see it, say, them just want to accept that.
No,
and that's all fair and fine.
What I'm saying is that it's not hidden anymore. That's what I'm saying.
No, but what you went on to say after that, Ari?
Because when I say visibility and acceptance.
And I'm telling you that it's not just that.
No, Oren, I am not saying that I'm wrong. I'm just saying that before, probably when them come in, it was about visibility and acceptance.
Okay.
You're probably thinking there's something even more devious and underhand. I won't get into that, but I'm saying it is not hidden anymore. Before, them used to think is this hidden thing and blah 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 blah. No, it's obvious that is about visibility and acceptance. There may be more. That is up to you to speculate. But all I'm saying is that it's not an underlying agenda anymore. I'm saying it's obvious. The plan is obvious.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But he must say not necessarily feel like the plan isn't.
But the thing is,
underlying.
But I feel
like,
but the thing is like I
they
didn't
have
say
an
that.
underlying thing, but
I
still underlying agenda.
But I'm just saying that it's obvious. No,
obvious to you, not obvious to everybody. Okay. Because you'll have people out there and say, no. They don't see that in certain media and certain medium is like, do we really need this here? I mean, they exist within society, cool, but it's like, it seems like, no, it just seems like there's some...
And I think you're making reference to Hollywood, but Hollywood is reaching a diversity quota. So you see where Black people, other minority groups, and other certain secular groups are being represented in media because they're reaching they have a diversity quotient to reach.
I don't think it's a part of some agenda as well within.
It could be, but it's definitely a diversity quotient.
I know that.
Because most things, they usually got Oscar So White or whatever. I know it's an initiative to ensure that there's more diversity and inclusion in the media.
Heated debate.
Hey, we can put that there. Heated debate.
Like bad bitch, in a real life. Tell them to run up if them feel a med space light. Move, kick it off anytime I see up on site. I Instagram alone, them not for chat pan. Make a girl know I'm not one time. Man, bag of chatting, I'm a direct.
Well, if you to rich, me say money that I feel with target. Pull lips so drop for the far cliff. And if you to rich, when I talk about and market, show the world I know some different language. If you to rich, girl I deal with me some like song.
I'm alone, I'm cause I'm energy no real. See it, some I can't trust human being. Kind of for them no real and I'm not clean. You have a strong for make it out bad G. Enough of them I pretend they take a fake for real. See the fake in them more wild man.